of you, here we are beginning with one of the most important topic for direct taxation in final, that is MAT, minimum alternative tax. We have completed in the last 3 classes the assessment procedures and related to that question and answers based on the procedural part or the case studies. Okay. MAT is a question which surely comes for 8 marks. Every exam, they'll give you the P&L account and other details of a company, and they will ask you to compute the normal tax which the company should pay and MAT. What is the full form of MAT? Minimum alternative tax the company should pay, which they have to pay, how to take the credit, all that we are going to start today. First 10 to 15 minutes are the core concept, and there are some logics, that is add and less, which you should know very well, and then we will start working out the problems. Every exam very nice and repeated problems are asked. That's one of the plus point for MAT. Lot of problems are repeated in the MAT. Okay. Initially here you have your types of companies and other discussion. I think even a briefing is not required. This you know it in law, and you can do it, I think. Huh? So let me begin with the concept, or let us revise at least the tax rates and all. We have already finished the first very class for the slab rates, tax rates and all for companies for this financial year 20 to 23, right? So let us revise all that from the material and then we will start. So here we are with the types of the companies. I'm just giving you an overview of this concept, that is types of companies and all. Not much asked in taxation, but at base level we all should know what is a closely held company, what is a public company, and so on. So company's definition is given to you, okay, in Income Tax Act as Indian company or any body, corporate, association and all, which is registered under Companies Act. It could be any company, Indian company, domestic company or foreign company. Indian company is a company which is registered under Companies Act 2013. Yeah, company registered under any law, and corporation established under the Central and State Act and all that. Okay. Domestic company could be Indian company or any other company. How do you call it a domestic company? If they have decided to declare and pay the dividends in India. Okay. Foreign company is a company which is not a domestic company. It's a company which is registered outside the laws of India. Company in which public are substantially interested, like your limited company. All these government, Section 8, mutual benefit company, those nidhi companies and chit funds and listed companies. All these are companies in which public is substantially interested. You call it as a limited company. Then we have private company. It is also called as closely held companies. Now, this is a definition right from your first class of inter till your clubbing. Everywhere this is used. When do you say that a person should have substantial interest in a company? When he's having more than 20% voting power. If it is a company, if it is a partnership from LLP and all, then he will have more than 20% share of the profits. Okay. So that time you should know substantial interest, and substantial interest is very important for clubbing and all these cases. Distinguish between a domestic company and foreign company. So basically tax rates are only different. You all should know very well that domestic companies are paying tax at what rate? 30%. 25% only when 2 years back in the financial year. What's the financial year right now? 22-23. So 2 years back in 2021, if our turnover is less than 400 crores, it's a small company, then they can pay the tax at 25%. Otherwise, what's the tax paid by the domestic companies? Indian company, 30%. Foreign company, 40%. What's the rate of surcharge for Indian company? If the income exceeds 1 crore, Up to 10 crore, 7%. Above 10 crore, 12%. See, Indian company, basically, the rate of the tax is low, but surcharge rates are high. Foreign company, initial rate is only high. Are you all getting, dear students? Rate we should know for VMAT calculation also. 40% is the tax rate of the foreign company, and surcharge rates for the foreign company if the total income after the deduction exceeds 1 crore, 2%. If it exceeds 10 crore, then it is 5%. All clear to all of you? What about special income? Whatever may be the tax rate of company, 30 or 40%. When the companies are having special income, they have to pay the tax at special rates. Okay? For example, short-term capital gain under 111 is short-term capital gain on shares. You can write where STT is charged. Security transaction tax is charged, and these are listed shares. So what is the tax rate you have to pay on such income? 15%. Long-term capital gain on listed shares where STT is paid is 10%, but above 1 lakh. Okay. So 1 lakh, the long-term capital gain is exempt, and beyond that it is 10%. Other long-term capital gain, if you sell property or jewelry or open plot, it is 20%. Casual income, it is 30%. See, in domestic company, if you are change this, please, and write it. There's a printing mistake here. This is not 20 to 23. This is financial year 20 and 21. 2 years back, you have to check. Your financial year is 20 to 23. So 2021, if it does not exceed 400 crores, then it is turnover, then 25%, otherwise 30%. Only when royalties received from government and all those income, they have to pay the tax at 50%. Okay. All the other income, that is the foreign company and all, will pay the tax at 40%. Okay. Surcharge rates are clear. And all of you remember or not, basic on total income tax is calculated at 30%. On tax, surcharge is calculated 7% and 12%. You remember I have taught you surcharge rates 10%, 15%, 25%, 37%. That's for individual HF, all that. Here, tax is calculated on income, surcharge is calculated on tax, and tax plus surcharge, ESES, is calculated at the rate of 4%. Clear? Right? Marginal relief concept I have taught you in the very basic classes. Even if the company's income is just exceeding 1 crore and 1 lakh, they are liable to pay surcharge. Had it been 1 crore, they would not pay surcharge. So tax cannot exceed the income, and that's the reason they are getting the marginal relief, which we have already done. Okay. If you are having these notes of math, fine. If not, keep a notebook, keep calculator, your pens, everything ready. We are going to solve lot of problems. Enough of theory we have done assessment procedure में. अब हम problems करेंगे. ठीक है? These are all the sections we are going to check. You remember 115 BA. If they satisfy, manufacturing companies satisfy conditions, 25% they will pay the tax, certain companies 22%, and so on. So if you are covered under this, fine. Otherwise, right now we are in the topic of MAT. 115 JB. You all remember initially I have taught you AMT. What is AMT? So this is all the basics, dear student. Until now, all clear? Everything is clear? Chalo. In notebook, I am explaining you right now the concept of MAT. Pay attention. Before we go to MAT, we should remember AMT. AMT is section 115 JC. Alternative minimum tax. They say that individuals, HFs and all, they are earning huge. But because they claim 35 AD, specified businesses, या section 10 AA, SEZ से जो export हो रहा है, so they claim huge exemptions. So finally they end up paying very least tax. So in that case, for individuals, HUFs, AOP, BOI, LLP firm, they said at least alternative minimum tax they should pay at the rate of 15%, 9%, whatever it is. Okay? So AMT we all have checked. Now it is, today we are starting with the concept of MAT. MAT is the same concept like AMT, but this is applicable for whom? Companies. Companies are also taking huge benefits under 35 AD या फिर section 10 AA or section 80I series. You know, 80I, 80IB, IC, so on, like export oriented undertaking, multiplexes. So they are earning crores of rupees. But because they are claiming all the exemptions, they are not paying any tax, or they are paying zero tax, or they are paying minimum tax. In this case, government is saying whatever is your book profit, of that at least 15% tax you should pay in the form of minimum alternative tax. And if this company is located in the IFSC, then the tax rate is 9%. Are you all with me? Purpose समझ में आया? Math is super clear. Companies don't get basic exemption. They are paying the tax at highest rate. That is 30% flat. Foreign company 40% flat. But because they claim so much of exemptions and deductions and all, so finally the income gets diluted, and though they are earning crores of rupees, they are paying taxes on lakhs of rupees. So government is saying on your book profit, minimum 15% tax you should pay in the form of MAT, and on your income tax profit. You all know what is income tax profit, what you have studied in the business income, business head. Net profit as per P&L account, add and less. So like that, when we do, whatever income you have earned normally, on that pay 30% tax. This is your normal tax. And not only normal tax 15% and 30%. पूरा surcharge, ECESS सब लगा के finally calculate the tax. If this tax is coming say 100 rupees, this your normal income pay, normal taxes say coming to 60 rupees, then government is saying you have to pay 100 rupees. Though your normal tax is 60, minimum 100 rupees so you pay, no? Followed all of you or not? And when you are paying 100 rupees, that is MAT, whichever is higher you have to pay. Okay. So if the MAT is 100, I will be doing this in detail in the tax credit procedure, maybe tomorrow. Today we are going to do the base level problem. Just I am explaining the concept. And forget that the recording is going on, or this is online Zoom class, or what others will think in final. How can I ask such a silly doubt? You all can ask me any doubt. Let me as a teacher decide whether we should stop the class and continue, or I'll say just wait after the class if I feel we are losing on time for everyone. So chat box is also on, recording is also on, so bhi aap doubt pucho. MAT is 100, normal tax is 60. How much I should pay? 100. But because I paid more than 60, 40 rupees I can take tax credit. I can carry it over 15 years to be set off whenever normal tax is higher than MAT. Chalo, next year. I'm asking you all question, next you should answer. ये हो गया आपका 40 credit. Are you all with me? I don't think anyone would like to write all this. ये बड़ा simple है. MAT is 100 rupees, normal tax is 60. तो 100 pay करना पड़ेगा and 40 you can take credit. Next year my tax is 50, my normal tax is 25. 25 more credit and this 40 credit. ये पूरा credit जमा हो गया. Third year में my MAT is say 15 rupees and my normal tax is say 40 rupees. Now which tax I should pay? 15 or 40? I want the answer from you all. Minimum to minimum, so you have to pay 15. But your MAT I mean, say sorry, your normal tax is coming to 40. Which tax I should pay? Unmute and speak up quickly. Or you can put it in chat box. Concept, this is like the base for the MCQs for solving the jumbo problems of 8 marks. Today I am just doing this slabbing, you know, slab अगर एकदम permanent है तो हम building खड़े कर देंगे और बहुत सारे problem solve करके. Yes, quick answer. Your normal tax is 40. Your MAT is 15. How much tax you should pay? Yes. Keep your chat box on for everyone. Very good. But please answer to everyone, not only to me. 15 is the minimum tax you have to pay, MAT. But normal tax, your this tax is only 40. Tax payable will be 40. Are you getting? Whichever is higher you have to pay. Normal tax तो 60 है लेकिन MAT 100 है तो 100 पे करो 40 क्रेडिट ले लो. 50 and 25 50 पे करो 25 क्रेडिट ले लो. This time 15 and 40 pay 40. But your MAT is 15. So can you set off already sir MAT तो जमा है ना हमारे पास 65. Can we set off 40 minus 15, 25 out of this, can we set off? Answer is yes. And actually you will end up paying 50. Just base level, I'll give you like this, a table, printed table is there in your material, which will make it very clear. So what is today's class all about? 115 JB says, companies are liable to pay 30% tax, surcharge, e-cess, 4% all normally. If not, minimum they should pay 15% MAT. But normal tax is paid on net profit after ad less, your business income. Okay. And this is payable on what? This is payable on what? Your MAT is payable on what? Book profit. That is, now let us start the class. And in detail, I am teaching you some add and less concept which are different than your business set. Take a pause and listen to me. As a teacher and inter, I have taught you net profit as per P&L account, add expenses which are debited and disallowed, and you know, some add less format. वो नहीं करना है. That is core income tax. Right now, start with your book profit. What is your book profit? Net profit as per books and accounts. Do some add and less which are exclusively given. These add and less are exclusively given in your 115 JB in explanation 1 to the 115 JB. So to your book profit, do some add, do some less. You will get the correct book profit. On that, you have to pay the MAT. Okay? Keep patience. Today's topic is not even 1% theory. कुछ भी theory नहीं है. MCQs and 8 marks weightage question. But for that base building we are doing. Go slow with me. 1 or 2 baby step problems when you do, you'll be clear how to solve the math problem. Okay? I finished around 15 minutes of introduction until now. Any doubt anyone is having? Ask. One more thing I want to add on where I was. Your normal tax is 15, I mean say 15%, and your MAT is 30%. Oh, sorry, your normal MAT is 15%. 1 second. So when MAT you are calculating, it is book profit as per the books of accounts. And when income tax profit you are calculating, it is your net profit and add and less and all. So please remember the two profits are different. I am always going step by step. So if you have any doubt right now, ask me until now. Otherwise, we are starting with how to start with net profit as per books of accounts, as per Companies Act. Book में जो profit आया ना, in that what add you have to do, what less you have to do, so that you get the correct book profit. Then so it's very simple. On the book profit, calculate 15% MAT, and as per income tax routine, you do add and less what is taught in business head, and then compare the two, whichever is higher you pay. Ma'am, such a long procedure is there. So many times in exam, they are just asking you to calculate the book profit and pay the MAT. They're not even asking you to calculate normal profit and compare and tax credit. Everything will not be asked in one problem. Okay? Right. Look at the screen and I'm sharing the material right now. Matt. Can you all please read the first paragraph on your own? फर्स्ट जो मैंने अभी इंट्रोडक्शन कराया है ना वो एक खुद से पढ़ो प्लीज. This is 88, 89 when they started with this math. I'm here only. Read it please on your own. Read the introduction on your own. Very interesting, very scoring, and you know my way. I explain more and I give homeworks so that with my explanation you are able to do it independently or not. So when I say and give homework, do it, do it. आधा पेज जाएगा, थोड़ी इंक जाएगी, लेकिन ट्राई करना है so that you all are sure you are able to do it or not. है ना? चलो. How do you calculate MAT? Prepare profit and loss as per Schedule 3, Companies Act. Do add and less as per explanation 1 to section 115 JB. Compute 15% along with surcharge cess. Normal income pay, compute 30%. Compare the tax. Whichever is higher, you should pay. Okay, is MAT applicable to foreign companies also? Yes. Indian company, foreign company, resident, non-resident, closely held companies, all the types of companies, MAT is applicable. And it is 15%. Only if your unit is located in international financial service centers, SEZs and all, then the MAT is 9%. Okay? Now, you have to calculate the book profit as per the Companies Act. Okay? Leave all this right now. These are some concepts which I will teach once I complete MAT problem. Today, it is like the core pumping heart of the MAT. I'm teaching you the add and less logic, and then we will start with the problems. Okay? Computation and meaning of the book profit. This was asked as एक बार MCQ में पूछा है कि where the add less concept is given. So it is given in 115 JB's explanation 1. Start with book profit means the net profit as per the P&L account. Add. If following is debited in the P&L, then add back. Income tax, provisions for income tax, including interest, surcharge, cess. So if income tax is debited in the P&L account, it is not allowed. Add it. Excluding the penalty and STT. Ma'am, but income tax की penalty भी तो allowed नहीं है. Where? In the business head. I said, put a curtain to the business head right now. अभी नहीं है. Here, penalties, this is a very old format. Frankly, I call it sir pair bina ka format. वो सालों से चल रहा है. They, you know, one side, they give benefit. Oh, you are doing good cause. Take 35AD. Section 10A में चलो जाने दो income exempt tax holiday ले लो 80I series. Then say no, minimum this much so you should pay because you are earning good. So it is like double trapping. This procedure is given very long back. It says income tax provisions including interest cess is not allowed. Not allowed means in the P&L account. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. This is my GP. My expenses are 30. Income tax is debited 10. What is my net profit? 10. Are you all with me? Now I'm saying sorry. Income tax is not allowed. अब नॉट अलाउड है और हम स्क्रैच करते हैं तो हम रेक्टिफिकेशन चैप्टर नहीं पढ़ते अकाउंट्स में. Are you all getting? So income tax is not allowed as expense. If this is not allowed, If you disallow the expenses are reducing. What is the impact on profit? Profit is increasing. So what? Add. Some students may be feeling right now listening to me, ma'am, कितना silly है, ये सब मालूम है. तो वो रटने वाला मालूम है कि ये तो ऐड ही करना है, ये तो लेस ही करना है. Understand the logic because these are professional exams. Next, amount. Is my this example and this drawing clear or not? So anytime, just listen. Coming 15 minutes we will do, and when we will apply and solve the problem, no, you will enjoy. But whenever I'm saying this is added, this is less, you imagine what is the impact of this adjustment on the profit. If I disallow income tax, expense तो कम हो रहा है, profit पे क्या impact है? Profit तो बढ़ जा रहा है. Add. Very easy it is, and continuously coming 2-3 days every day, like our income tax prayer. In the beginning 10 minutes I will revise this, क्योंकि आज तो you are just understanding this. By tomorrow you will apply this knowledge and solve problem. By day after tomorrow ना chew करके खा जाना है इसको, because you need a very good speed to complete your paper in 3 hours, and that speed comes when you are crystal clear about the concept. Chalo, next. Amount carried to reserves, add back. Oh, whatever you transfer to reserve, is it actually your expense? Answer is no. It is not your expense. It's just moving the profit from one pocket and transferring it to dividend equalization reserve, investment fluctuation reserve, ye reserve, wo reserve. Add back whatever you transfer to reserve. Amount set aside for provisions. What is provision if I ask you? Raw meaning. It's an expense which we have not paid and the amount is not decided. So we make a estimate, a provision. Provision for taxation, provision for bad debts, provision for this, provision for repairs. Is provision an actual expense? Answer is no, not allowed. Not allowed means disallowed. Disallowed means scratch the expense. Scratch the expense means reduce the expense. What's the impact on profit? Increase. Next, any provision made to meet unascertain liabilities like provision for gratuity, etc., should be added back. However, if the provision is made on actuary valuation basis, provisions are made with certain backups, like what do you call it, as approved provisions. Like suppose if I am having more than 10 employees, I have to follow the labor laws. I have to make the provision for ESIC, PF, gratuity as per the act. So I have got my provisions approved. I have not paid the employee. Employee so I will pay when he says bye-bye. He's going, take all the retirement benefits. But every year his half month salary and all, though I have to make a provision, no? So when provisions are made on actuarial valuation, proper approved basis, they are allowed. Otherwise, they are disallowed. Amount by way of provision for losses of subsidiaries. Again, you are making a provision for subsidiaries losses. Add. Amount of dividend paid. Add, because dividend paid is not expense. It is apportionment of the profit. I am only shareholder and part of the profit I am only giving in the form of dividend to shareholders. Okay, take this home. Ma'am, remaining profit we are holding in the form of reserves. Today's class is all khichdi. You should recollect your law knowledge for reserves and companies, and you should know. In fact, I started the class with types of companies, what you study in law. You should know your accounting background clearly and income tax. Amount or amount of expenditure related to income which is exempt under section 10, 11, 12. Lot of incomes are exempt under section 10. Agricultural income. So agricultural income ही exempt है. So related expense should also be disallowed, no? Are you getting? Charitable trust, educational institutes, school, colleges, they get lot of exemption under 11 and 12, which we have just completed in last week in trust chapter. So when 11 and 12 में वो सब exempt है, when the income is exempt, look at the less column. I want all of you to come to less column. Any income which is exempt under 10, 11 and 12. Remove it. See, in my P&L account, GP 50 rupees, expense 40 rupees, agricultural income 5 rupees and net profit 55. If you want, you can also draw and keep, but ये जैसे ना picture clarity है एकदम. What is your GP? 50. What is your agricultural income? 5. What is your other expense? 40. This company is doing some agricultural activity. हो सकता है. Net profit. Now net profit 15 has got 5 rupees agricultural income, which is like a kachra, garbage. What is garbage? Whatever is not business income, nikalo bahar. Garbage. Remove. So 5 rupees agricultural income, remove. When I say this is exempt under section 10(1), section 10 clause 1 says agricultural income earned in India is exempt. Remove. Agricultural income earned in Sri Lanka, taxable in income from other sources, but it's not business income. Huh? So when you remove the income in expenses, if 2 rupees is agricultural income related expense, this should also be disallowed, no? Logic is clear or not? Agricultural income less, nikal do. So agricultural income related expense also remove. Now, share of the profit from AOP is exempt. Whatever income you receive from AOP, it is exempt because AOP is already paying the tax at MMR. What is MMR? Maximum marginal rate of the tax. AOP तो pay कर ही रहा है. तो AOP से income मिली है, if it is exempt, remove. Then AOP related any expense related to income which is exempt. What you should do? Add back. Now, so like this, if you put no, all the examples will be clear to all of you. फिर आगे देखते हैं. I'm in the less column right now. हाँ, चलो. Following income of foreign company, if tax payable on such income is, sometimes we invite foreigners to come and invest in India in form of FIIs. What is FIIs? Foreign institutional investors or qualified investors. ऐसे ना हम उनको bunch में बोलते हैं. Please come and invest in India. Okay, so they will come and invest in India. Good. If they come and invest in India, then we promise them we will just deduct 5% TDS and that will be the only tax. Then can we say MAT pay karo? Huh? So it's not right. So when we say to the foreigners, come and invest in India, we will just charge you 5% tax TDS in the form of TDS on your income. Then can we say, 5% we have said, now 15% you have to pay MAT? Answer is no. So in your P&L account credit side, if you have, in your P&L account credit side, if you have a foreign company, income of the foreign company, where the tax payable is less than 15%. For example, some of the foreign companies are paying capital gain also at 10% and 5%. Or interest royalty fees, which is chargeable under 115 BA and all at different rate. Then on those incomes, MAT is not applicable. Listen, dear students, take a pause here and listen to me. I am giving you add and less. Will everything come in exam? The point which I discussed now is relevant only for foreign company. फॉरेन कंपनी के लिए अगर आप मैट कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो और इंडियन कंपनी, इफ इट इज हैविंग इनकम फ्रॉम व्हाटएवर इट इज, इनकम फ्रॉम फॉरेन कंपनीज देयर which is taxable at 5%, 10%, then that income you remove. Once you remove any income, AOP income you remove, AOP related expense you remove, exempt income you remove, exempt income related expense you remove. Same way, if there is any income which is taxable at less than 15%, remove that. Related expenses also you remove. Clear or not? Okay, right. So let us check it further now. Following income, if tax payable is less than 15%, then remove it. And in the same way, come here. Expenditure related to income of foreign company, if tax is payable on such income under normal provisions is less than 15%. So capital gain arising on transactions and all. So related expenditure also you remove in case of income of a foreign company. Okay. Next now, amount of expenditure related to income by way of royalty, patents. You know, some in-house patents are developed in India, and those companies, if they are developing, see nowadays food items also the patenting is being done. Turmeric is there, chilies are there, or basmati rice is there. So in-house, if patent you are making, and if there is any income through that patent royalty, which that patent should be in-house developed in India, then it is taxable at 10%. So is MAT applicable to that? Answer is no. So remove that patent income and add back that patent expenditure also. Add kar do, disallow kar do. And come here, see this. Related to patent, ye raha. If there is any income which is taxable under 115 BBF, remove it. Are you clear? Next item I am discussing now is amount representing notional gain on transfer of capital asset being share of SPV. Now, those who don't know what is SPV, because yet we have not done anything about business trust and all, it is special purpose vehicle. Special purpose vehicle is a type of investment of a business trust. Okay. So, you know, some investments are there on which you have got notional gain, and that is credited in the P&L account. Nikal do. Notional gain resulting from any change in the carrying amount of those SPV units. SPV units were purchased at 13 per unit, and at the year ending they have become 20 according to the market. So 7 rupees is gain. But have you sold it? Is it your actual gain? No, this is all notional. Remove. Gain on transfer of the units referred to section 47. Okay. So in short, the language of this is, if there is any notional gain for SPV, less. Okay. But if there is an same way, if there is a notional expense, you have debited, वो भी add back हो जाएगा. ये रहा notional loss. SPV units you have sold, and if there is a notional fictitious loss, that loss you have debited in the P&L, what you should do? Add back. Notional gain, nikal do. Notional loss, add back. Logically it is correct. But ma'am, if there is actual loss, will I be allowed to deduct? Yes. Immediately below that, look at the screen. अभी हमने कहाँ किए थे notional gain? Notional gain is a fake profit. Nikal do. Amount of actual loss on the transfer of the business trust. Is it allowed? Special purpose selling price of the units minus the cost price of units of the SPV. Are you getting? Actual loss on transfer of SPV. Is it allowed? Yes. Deduct. If you have not debited, now you debit, deduct. Same way. Notional loss. Add back. Actual gain on transfer of SPV, add back. Are you getting it or not? Clearly. I think if today we can solve some problems, tomorrow in the beginning of the class, I will take 10 minutes time and make you write booster notes. हम हमारे just way में लिख लेंगे, ये add करो, ये less करो on a single screen, so that this is clear. Okay, right. Now let me talk everything about depreciation. Whatever depreciation is debited in the books of accounts as per the Companies Act, add back. Whatever depreciation not as per Income Tax Act, please, I am in the book profit only. Whatever depreciation is there in the books, excluding the depreciation on revaluation, this you deduct. Depreciation in the books is 15 rupees. Add back. But in this 15 rupees, 3 rupees is revaluation depreciation. Nikal do. So 12 rupees depreciation you can minus. Dear students, कोई मंडरला के स्लाइड में नहीं गिरना है. Pitfall. Some students are aggressive to use their maths logic. Ma'am, can I take the difference directly? Now difference is to be added or deducted. We don't know why you want to take that risk. Depreciation as per books, add back. Depreciation as per books only, minus the revaluation. That depreciation is deductible, deducted. Clear? Now, if there is amount withdrawn from revaluation reserve and credited to P&L account, revaluation reserve debit and P&L credit side mein revaluation reserve is brought. Okay, right. So if revaluation reserve is credited in the P&L account, to the extent it does not exceed the amount of depreciation on revaluation reserve, that much you should withdraw. This, when I work out the problem, it will be very clear. It is otherwise also simple. Suppose from in the P&L account, I have credited revaluation reserve 60. Now amount is withdrawn from the revaluation reserve and you have credited in the P&L account. To the extent it does not exceed the amount of depreciation on account of revaluation, that much you should remove. Revaluation reserve को debit करके P&L credit में you have got 60 rupees, but depreciation on revaluation reserve is say 40. So though revaluation reserve is credited 60, how much you can deduct? Up to depreciation on the revaluation reserve, that is 40. Should I repeat or is this clear? Am I going fast or is this example clear? Are you noting down all T format example? Just don't listen orally. This I really want to repeat. Once again, P&L account credit side, revaluation reserve, say I have brought 60 rupees. But depreciation for the revaluation reserve is 40. So less how much I should do? Pura revaluation reserve nikal do? No. Up to revaluation reserve depreciation, that is 40 I should remove. Clear to all of you? Okay. So this example note down if you want to note down for the revaluation reserve. लिख लो example and read that language. Amount withdrawn from the revaluation reserve and credited to P&L account. Yeah, please write it. 1 second, I need time. Till then, write it. Done. Now, let us go to the add side. Income tax, add. Transfer to reserves, add. Amount set aside for provisions, add. Provision for losses and subsidiaries, add. Dividend, add. Expenditure related to exempt income, add. Expenditure related to AOP, add. Expenditure related to foreign income, if it is taxable at lower rate, add. 115 BF में patent income less, तो related expense, add. Book depreciation, add. Amount of deferred tax, if debited, add. Deferred tax is like book adjustment for the provision of taxation and all, what we do in accounting standard 22. So it's not an actual expense. So if deferred tax is debited in books, add. Amount set aside as a provision for diminution in the value of asset. For reducing the value of asset, if you have made a provision, add. Amount standing in the revaluation reserve relating to revalued asset on the retirement or disposal of asset. This is nice now. If not credit. What is this, So many times I have a revaluation reserve for plant and machinery, for furniture, all. And this plant and machinery I have discarded. खराब हो गया था plant and machinery. So I discarded and sold it on OLX. Now that plant and machinery is only gone. But long back, related to plant and machinery, I had created a revaluation reserve. Is there any use of this revaluation reserve? Answer is no. Then can I credit it to the P&L account? Yes. If it is already credited, don't do anything. If it is not credited, now credit it. If you credit, the profit will increase. So add. Should I explain or all clear? One second. Check this. Revaluation reserve. ये है प्लांट एंड मशीनरी. कितना है प्लांट एंड मशीनरी? 10 रुपीज. तो कुछ ना बीच में वी हैव plant and machinery debit to revaluation reserve 2 rupees 2 rupees by plant and machinery. I created a revaluation reserve. Okay. So now I have created a revaluation reserve. Okay. How much I have created a revaluation reserve? 2 rupees. And revaluation reserve I have credited. Now, over the period, I started charging depreciation over the period, whatever it may be, say 5 rupees. Finally, I discarded this asset. I have sold it by bank, just explaining in very simple terms, say for 3 rupees. So what is this now? Loss. 12 rupees value thi, 8 rupees I have got, 4 rupees is loss. This is over. The story of this plant and machinery is over. Ma'am, what should I do of this revaluation reserve? Of no use. Credit it to P&L account. Revaluation reserve is born out of the plant and machinery, but it's a profit of no use. Can I transfer this? Can I transfer this to the revaluation reserve to the P&L account? Answer is yes. Are you getting? So now come to the P&L account. If revaluation by GP and if revaluation reserve is already credited 2 rupees and it's a part of the net profit, no problem. If it is not credited, can I credit now? And if I credit now, will it be a part of the profit? Answer is yes. Do you want to note down these diagram as a working? Your wish. But इतना crystal clear और I'm teaching बहुत पेशेंटली एक एक एग्जाम्पल के साथ because I don't want you to buttify this. Today we may not be able to do more than 1 or 2 problems. Tomorrow 5-7 problems in one class. Understand the logic that if plant and machinery is only discarded, what's the use of the revaluation reserve? क्या काम का है revaluation reserve? Put it also on the P&L account credit side and done. Clear? Are you noting down or is this very easy and very clear or how? Clear? So this is all about the revaluation reserve. All right. Let us continue with our add and less. So add part once again, income tax add, transfer to reserves add, provisions add. But if the provisions are approved, gratuity and all, don't add. Losses for subsidiary, add. Dividend, add. Exempt income related expense, add. AOP expenditures, add. Foreign income and all related to that, add. Amount of depreciation, add back. Deferred tax, add back. Amount set aside provision for divinization in the value, add back. Amount standing in revaluation reserve relating to revalued asset on the retirement or disposal, if not credited in the P&L, add it. Gain on transfer of the business trust. Actual profit, take it. Notional loss, if you have debited, add back. Less column. Amount withdrawn from reserves or provisions, remove. In exempt income, 10, 11, 12, remove. Share of profit of AOP, remove. If some foreign income is taxable at less rate, remove. Notional gain, remove. Actual loss on the SPV, allowed, so less. Patent and all chargeable at 10%, MAT is not applicable, remove. Amount of depreciation is allowed other than revalued asset. Amount withdrawn from revaluation reserve is to be deducted up to the amount of depreciation in the revaluation reserve. Okay, right? And now 10th one is important, which comes in every exam. Ma'am, all the adjustment will come in every exam? Absolutely no. But which one will come? 10th one. Kaise? Amount of brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation. You know, brought forward losses are there which can be carried forward for 8 years. Unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for indefinite period. Do you remember? Huh? This, in the meanwhile, reminds me, those who have joined live classes, you are also getting the access to recorded lecture one more time. But 110% promise you will take maximum live classes, because abhi main problem solve karungi. Anywhere you are stuck up, chat box is on. Clear your doubt there itself. So, for the sake of bringing you back into the study mode, I have recorded all the revision, gist revision lectures of interportion, clubbing, set off, business head, salary, capital gain. So make sure you watch the revision videos minimum 2 times. Just look at this January exams paper, abhi last exam paper from Inter. So many questions they are asking, especially MCQs. House property, salary, capital gain. Like just now I told you, this loss, if you want, you can write in your books. This can be carried forward for 8 years. This can be carried forward for indefinite period. Now, brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation as per books of accounts, whichever is lower is deductible. Loss shall not include depreciation, and provision of this clause shall not apply if the brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation is nil. So ठीक है. Just you remember, lower of the two is deductible. Exception where both are deductible, where aggregate amount of unabsorbed depreciation and brought forward both are deductible, when the company has gone into the bankruptcy code. You know, when a company is closing, it's like it has become a sick company, and we appoint a judicially person ki okay, ये है company की position, आप सब asset dispose of करो और pay करो. So in that case, if corporate insolvency resolution is passed for that company, then you are allowed to deduct both. Or company and its subsidiary where tribunal on application moved by central government has suspended all the board of directors, and companies, all affairs of the companies are looked after by central government. Government ने अपने control में ले ली company को. In that case, okay. So when this company is becoming insolvent, okay, or the central government has taken over, then both are allowed to be deducted. Brought forward losses also, unabsorbed depreciation also. Clear? An amount of deferred tax if credited minus if added. You know, one parallel chart which I was actually willing to print earlier, but later I thought, rather than printing, if I make you write along with me, you will remember it better. Okay. So this is all add and less. Once you do add and less, then what you are getting? If you are doing add and less in the net profit as per the books of the accounts, what you are getting? Book profit. On the book profit, you have to calculate the MAT. Is it clear? So रुकावट के लिए बहुत ही खेद है हाँ. Today lot of disturbances happening and we are helpless about it. Chalo, let us solve some nice problem, a simpler one in your material. Okay. First, let us be comfortable how the book profit is calculated. Then we will do some problems for the MAT calculation. And when book profit and MAT we are perfect, then advanced level problems. Book profit and MAT, compare it with the income tax, and whichever is higher, pay and take the credit. So I'm doing right now problem number 2 with all of you. Read the problem and do it in notebook by understanding. Please don't copy the answer from the screen. हाँ मैम ने ऐड किया, लेस किया, हम भी लिख लें, बिना समझे कुछ भी नहीं लिखना है. ठीक है? Right. Rachel Industries provided the following information. Net profit as per the profit and loss account after debiting and crediting. Okay, so already after debiting and crediting, they have given this detail, and that is 120 lakhs. Proposed dividend. In fact, nowadays you will not find proposed dividend. These are all old problems. Those who don't know, they should know that companies are not required to propose the dividend in the March and all now. Directly they pay interim dividend in between and then final dividend. Okay, right? So net profit as per the profit and loss account is 120 lakhs. Proposed dividend we will add. What about the profit from units in SEZ? On that also you have to pay MAT? Answer is yes. Provision for income tax we should add back, not allowed. Provision for deferred tax, add back. Provision for diminution in the value of any investments, add back. Depreciation debited in the P&L account is 10 lakhs, including depreciation on revaluation of assets, 1 lakh. So add back depreciation as per books 10 lakh and deduct depreciation minus the revaluation reserve, that is 9 lakhs. Clear to all of you? Now, what is the total of the brought forward loss? 12. What is the total of the unabsorbed depreciation? Do it. 10. Which one I can deduct? Brought forward loss or of unabsorbed depreciation? Whichever is lower. So this, just compute the book profit. This is not a complete problem, but just they are asking you to compute the book profit. Make the column. Make the column in your book, particulars, amount, and let us begin. Just 1 second. Directly I'm doing the second problem. First problem is just the concept, but still I'll do it later. Main mindset is to make you all very comfortable with the book profit concept. Once you know book profit, you can work out the MAT and all. Problem number 2. Is the concept for this clear? How here we are paying less, there we are paying more, right? Problem number 2. Are you all able to see my notebook? Pick up your calculators and start doing it with me. Always start with the net profit as per books of accounts. Heading likho, Computation of book profit. Computation of book profit. Net profit as per profit and loss account. Dear students, if they give it to you in lakhs, make sure you are also writing the amount in lakhs. आप भी lakhs में ही करोगे, ठीक है? Net profit, how much is it given to you? 120. Now, some add and after 5 to 6 lines less. Are you recollecting your interclasses? But that is different and math is different, but math is super scoring. I feel thoda smart work karna hai. Those who are asking me also how to move by, one is math, compulsory. One is transfer pricing, compulsory problem. DTA, compulsory problem. Your non-residence income, sportsman and all, compulsory problem is asked. Capital gain, slum sale or amalgamation when one company. So what is the capital gain? So these are few practical questions which are repeatedly asked and very scoring. Huh? So math is a topic where I am giving you more than 15, 16 quality good problems we will do. If you have any books, any academy, any material, CA material, CMA material, get it. If you have a doubt, we'll surely clear it. Chalo. Now, net profit we started. Add back proposed dividend. Because proposed dividend is not allowed as expense. 30 lakhs. Add back profit from unit of SEZ, nothing you will do. On that you are paying MAT. Provision for income tax. Provision for income tax, 18 lakhs. Provision for deferred tax, 10 lakhs. Provision for permanent diminution in the value, of the asset, 3 lakhs. Okay. Depreciation as per books. Add back. How much depreciation you will add back? 10 lakh. What is the depreciation as per books minus the revaluation reserve depreciation? Depreciation as per books is 10, but revaluation reserve ko chhod ke other depreciation is deductible. Don't deduct depreciation as per income tax under section 32, even if they give extra in exam, don't deduct. Now, what is your brought forward loss? 12. What is your unabsorbed depreciation? 10. Whichever is lower is deductible. Brought forward loss 12 or unabsorbed depreciation 10. Whichever is lower is deductible. All clear to all of you? So now do the add total. Add ka total karo. Faster than me. कैलकुलेशन के साथ एग्जाम में 3 घंटे में पेपर कंप्लीट करना है. So don't wait for me to give you the total. You give me the total. Add how many lakhs total? Yes. 71 lakhs. 191 lakhs. Deduct 19. 191 minus 19. 172 is your book profit, and on that you are required to pay MAT at the rate of 15%. Tax calculate nahi karna, but just saying. And is this income exceeding 1 crore? Yes. So you will calculate the surcharge also at the rate of 7%. Just for your information, if you want to write, MAT rate is 15% on the book profit. Surcharge rate is 7%. मैट में भी सरचार्ज लगेगा, बिल्कुल लगेगा. 7% ऑन द मैट टैक्स एंड मैट प्लस मैट का जो टैक्स आ रहा है प्लस जो सरचार्ज है इस पे ईसेस यू विल कैलकुलेट 4%. दिस इज योर टैक्स पे. This is just extra, please. You can put it in bracket, but I want you all to write so that you have super clarity in exam and super speed also. Yeah, please ask your doubt. Yeah, very good question. You want clarity about profit from SEZ? I will say. Finish writing this. I'll clarify SEZ का जो profit है उसके लिए. Even if it is SEZ, shall we give section 10 AA and all that benefits and all? Answer is no. We will not give. Listen now. All of you look at the problem and please come here. Yeah. Net profit as per profit and loss account after debiting and crediting. Means all these items are either debited or credited and then you got the net profit. So can I say profit from SEZ is already included in the net profit 120 and you have to pay MAT on SEZ profit also. That's why I didn't remove it. Once again I want to repeat. जो आपका P&L अकाउंट है ना जहां पे आपको नेट प्रॉफिट आया है 120 lakhs is after debiting and crediting. So already SEZ का profit 20 lakhs add हुआ है and included that you have got this net profit and on profit on SEZ this MAT is payable. You can't say profit on SEZ is exempt under section 10 AA. That is the routine. They are saying minimum this much tax so you have to pay. So that's why for profit on SEZ, no adjustment is required because profit on SEZ, MAT is payable. So you have to credit it in the P&L account and it's already credited. It's already included. So no adjustment is required. Tell me, is this clear to all of you? Yes. If you have asked the doubt, is your doubt clear or not? Just you have to compute the MAT in this problem. Okay, so these are some small problems. I want to take it little later. पहले थोड़े और add or less के problem करते हैं so that you get a very good grip on how to compute. This one, fifth problem is homework. When I say homework, do it seriously, religiously with a stopwatch. Ma'am, this will take 5-7 minutes. Okay, 5-7 minutes. Put it in writing. Calculator में मत करके आना. You're not going to submit your calculator in exam. है ना? So have that mindset कि when I give the homework, it has to be done. However good I am explaining, however dedicated student you are sitting in front of screen, I'm missing seeing you all the way in the offline classes today. More than 75 students were there in the CMA inter batch and looking at their faces. You know, there also I'm teaching business head, add and less concept. So looking at their faces, I'm asking them why you are not calculating. Have you written this note? You want more explanation? Shall I give booster note? I'm missing all that. So when you do the homework, it gives a teacher response. What should be the speed of the class, how you are learning, because ultimate aim is if you join here, you should get your degree and go. That is for sure. And ask the students, those who were there in the last batch, they are all qualified now. Okay, chalo. Take the homework as fifth problem and let us do some nice problems. Sixth one shall we do right now? Add and less का अच्छा concept. I want to take with add less. So थोड़ा अच्छा बड़ा वाला problem we are taking. Seventh problem we are doing. You know, as a teacher, I always decide I should frame which problem I want to take and I should print my material. Never I am able to do that. I cannot teach in that simple pattern ki iske baad yehi karna hai and all. So you please all put a tick mark. Yeah. Fifth problem, those who are not having the material until now, it will take at least 2 days in courier to come. So you can take a screenshot of this or you can take a picture as you wish. It's a simple problem and do solve it in your notebook. Thank you so much for showing that enthusiasm and putting me a message. Ma'am, can you share so that you can take a screenshot? That shows such a wonderful approach that you all are sitting to learn here. God bless you all for that. Chalo. Seventh problem we are doing right now in class. So that we get that perfect add and less mode. Shuru kare? Following is the profit and loss account of Kamlesh. Okay. And now sales is given. All. Export, domestic sales, your closing stock, your raw material consumed, rent, salaries, routine, depreciation as per books, always add back whatever it is. Provision for contingencies, income tax. Yeah, instead of income tax, please make it as wealth tax. Now you will say, ma'am, wealth tax तो है नहीं. तो ये पुराने प्रॉब्लम भी कभी कभी पूछ रहे हैं एग्जाम में एज इट इज आई डोंट वांट टू टेक हियर इज प्रोविजन फॉर इनकम टैक्स यू नो व्हाट income tax is added back in calculation of the MAT. Wealth tax is not added back. तो wealth tax add नहीं होगा आपका. Income tax is added back. Interest, surcharge, cess all added back. Penalties allowed. Wealth tax allowed. Where? In the book profit. So just make it wealth tax only of the earlier years. I know right now wealth tax is not there, but fine. Loss of the subsidiary, custom duty, proposed dividend, provision for income tax and net profit. Interest on bank loan relating to 2021, earlier year, is paid now. Okay, can we deduct it? Yes. You remember this is like that 43B, whenever you pay that time you can deduct. Whole of custom duties outstanding. If government payment, employee related payment are outstanding, you have to pay it before due date of filing the return. Kisne bola? Section 43B. Otherwise, they are not allowed. Ma'am, but by mistake, if I pay in December 23, will it be allowed in 23-24? Yes. Emotional part, I say always. Now, company is entitled to get ATJ deduction allowed. For the purpose of income tax, depreciation is 4 lakh. Turnover of the company 65 crores. In 2021, turnover of the company 65 crores. Why they have given all this story? मुझे क्या मतलब? My financial year is 20 to 23. What is the turnover of 2021? Why is it important? Can anyone in the class answer? It's a challenge. Who is understanding fifth point? Put it in the chat box अगर समझ में आया तो. बोलो. 2021, if your turnover is less than 400 crores, what is the tax of this company? 30% or 25%? 25%. Normal tax. MAT का rate कितना होगा? MAT is 15%. Your normal tax is 25% instead of 30%. In the past few years, company has suffered losses. Following balances are still unabsorbed. Okay? As per books of accounts, brought forward depreciation and brought forward unabsorbed, whichever is lower, तो ये deduct होगा. See, 1 minute. I want all of you to go back to add and less wala format. Read this format at home. अच्छे से पढ़ना है. ये देखो. Brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation, whichever is less as per the books of accounts, not as per income tax. Income tax में deal होगा. But as per the books of the accounts, 350 or 4 lakh, whichever is lower. And income tax, so it's only the losses. So let us compute the tax liability of the company. So 7th problem we will do right now. Let us begin. All. Problem number 7. Not all our homework in between, but we'll do it both the ways. Computation of the tax liability of the company. You should calculate both. Chalo. First, we will do the math part. Computation of book profit and MAT. Computation of book profit and MAT. Let us start together. Start with net profit as per profit and loss account. Are you all with me? Net profit as per profit and loss account. 1 crore. Oh, sorry. By mistake, I went to the next problem. ₹45,80,000. Scheme is getting stuck up. 45,80,000 and add. Okay. After some lines of add, we will do the less. So let us first compute the MAT part. Check the credit side. Is it all clear? Credit side, yes. Your sale is there and closing stock is there. On the debit side, first thing I will add is raw material consumed. I'm reading out those who are not having the problem. Rent to chalega, salaries milega, depreciation. Add back depreciation. How much? 5 lakh. Provision for contingencies. No provisions are allowed. So provisions for contingencies. 75,000. Add back. Income tax. Or I said make it as wealth tax. Wealth tax से लिखो पुराना courier का wealth tax होगा. What we have paid, add back. Loss of the subsidiary. Add back. Custom duty allowed. Proposed dividend. Proposed dividend is not actual expense. It's just the apportionment. Add back. Provision for income tax. Provision for income tax. 1,05,000. Add back. Interest to bank you have paid. Okay. Some bank interest you have paid. That is deductible as per 43B, but we are to in the books of the accounts. So kuch nahi karna hai. Earlier year payment, deduct, you don't have to deduct because you are in the book profit calculation. Book profit, just deduct what are the items given in the list. If you say, ma'am, this is ortho and rigid, yes, it is like Companies Act. Companies Act में वो managerial remuneration pay करते थे तो add and less logic was fixed like that. Custom duty is not paid, ma'am. Shall we add back? No, not here. In income tax? Yes, abhi nahi. Company is entitled to deduct 80G. Huh? Here no ATC to ATU deductions and all are not given. For the purpose of income tax, depreciation is 4 lakh. But what is the depreciation here minus the revaluation reserve? That they have not given. Yes. So what is depreciation minus the revaluation reserve? Same, 5 lakh. Ma'am, how did you get 5 lakh? 5 lakh is depreciation as per books. And there is no depreciation on revaluation reserve. So same is deducted. Now, as per the books of accounts, brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation. देखो, brought forward loss कितना है? 4 lakh. Unabsorbed depreciation कितना है? 3.5. Whichever is lower is deductible. So 3,50,000 is deductible. Are you all with me? Huh? Don't deduct anything else. Ma'am, Purana interest on loan they have paid, please deduct. No, we are in math calculation. So just add and deduct what I have taught. But I have taught you many items, patents and SPV and all. Everything is not asked in exam. Leave it. Do the add total, do the less total and give faster than me. Less total orally we can do it is 8,50,000. Fast, fast, fast. Add total कितना आ रहा है? Oh, well, tax also you should not add. Huh? Sorry, I missed out. I told you. Only income tax and surcharge and all is added back. Old wealth tax, if it is debited, it's not disallowed in the book profit calculation. Sorry, missed out. So wealth tax भी नहीं लेंगे. कितना आ रहा है आपका? Add का total 8,30,000. Add plus 45,80,000. 54,10,000 minus 8,50,000. 45,60,000 is what? Book profit. On which you have to pay MAT. 45,60,000 के ऊपर आपको MAT पे करना है at the rate of 15%. How much is it coming? 6,84,000. And on that, surcharge is there. Yes, surcharge will come only if the income of company exceeds 1 crore. So directly on this, health and education cess is there 4%. 4%. 27,360. So what is the MAT payable? Your answer 1. 7,11,360. 7,11,360 is the MAT pay. पूछो कोई डाउट है तो. All right. Anyone in the class is having doubt? Wealth tax, by mistake I added back. I know wealth tax is income tax and income tax is not allowed. But it's the core language income tax. So I didn't want it to change the problem. You may not get this wealth tax because now wealth tax is not there. ठीक है? Now, ये तो हो गया आपका math calculation along with surcharge and ECESS. Now option 2. What is your option 2? Computation of income. Computation of income as per IT Act, Income Tax Act, and then normal tax. What is the normal tax for this company? Please remember 25%. Why 25%? Because the turnover is less than 400 crore. So now again start with your net profit. Put your hand into your book and start with the net profit. Little faster we can go because many things are just repeated. Net profit 45 lakh 80,000. Add depreciation as per books of accounts, because as per income tax they have given. Please don't do unnecessary extra work. Depreciation as per books minus depreciation as per act. Can I take the difference kabhi add hoga, kabhi less hoga. Why you want to go in that hassle? Provisions for contingencies. Can I copy this list faster with all of you, because it's just printed and everything is disallowed? Wealth tax of earlier year, definitely it's a part of income tax, so disallowed here. Next is what? Loss of subsidiary. Loss of the subsidiary 50,000. Custom duty. Why custom duty is disallowed? It's so allowed because it is unpaid. So if you want, write down disallowed under section 43B is custom duty, because custom duty is unpaid. 40,000. Proposed dividend. One lakh. Provision for income tax. Add back 1,05,000. Now, leave one or two more lines for some add, and now less. Interest on bank loan. Earlier years, if you pay now, allowed under section 43B. 43B says उस साल disallow हुआ था, when you actually pay it, allow. You remember TDS, without TDS if you make payment 30% disallowed. When you deduct the TDS, that time it's allowed. 1 lakh. Custom duties unpaid, so added back. Now company is entitled to ATG deduction. We will give here. MAT में कोई chapter 6A के deductions नहीं मिलते. Here you will give. And they said depreciation as per Income Tax Act. Depreciation as per Income Tax Act is 4 lakh. Okay, let us take that. Turnover they have given. So now, what is add and what is less? Can we do the total faster than me again? Less का total है 5 lakh. Add का total करो. Just do the total of the add. Five lakh plus 75,000 plus 50 plus 50 plus 40. Yes. Can put the answers in the chat box. How much is it coming? It's coming to 920 with me. How? Did I take something wrong? $9,20,000. Check the total, no, please, from the screen. Yeah. If you have got different, एक बार check करो कोई add less में गलती हुई है. 55 lakhs. Less 5 lakhs. So how much you are getting the profit? As per income tax, 50 lakhs. From this, can I set off the brought forward losses as per income tax? Yes. Income tax के कुछ brought forward losses हैं. 42.5 lakhs. Can we set off here? Answer is yes. Very well. Brought forward losses. Now what is your business income? 7 lakh 50,000 business income. Less deductions under section 80G. Chapter 6 deductions. They said give ATG deduction. We will give. Ma'am, you didn't give this in the MAT. MAT में कोई deduction नहीं मिलता है ATG का. So what is your normal income of the company? 6,50,000. On that, tax is to be paid at the rate of 25% because the turnover of the company is less than 400 crores 2 years back. So 6,50,000 pay. Your tax is coming to 162,500, 25%. And there is no question of surcharge. Health and education says 4%. 6,500. So your tax, normal tax payable, which I call it as B. Normal minimum tax payable is coming to 1,69,000. 1,69,000. ठीक है? So what is your MAT payable? Oh, 7,11,360. And what is your normal tax payable? 169. So finally, what you will pay? Tax payable is equal to MAT. जो भी है आपका 7,11,360 less normal tax. अगर minimum 7 lakh नहीं पे करते तो at least normal tax you would have paid 169,000. How much tax credit you can carry forward? This is like a package problem, full-fledged problem. At least I'll take 3 days these problems practice, quality good problems, so that you are very comfortable to score marks in exam. Other than this, anywhere you feel, any academy, any past exam, mock test, RTP, any paper you want to solve it in class, send me, we'll surely solve it. 5,42,360. Dekho, your normal tax is coming to 169, but MAT, so obviously you will pay MAT. But because you are paying over and above your normal tax, can you take MAT credit? Yes, this will be carried forward for 15 years, like your AMT, alternative minimum tax. Those who have joined late, just one lecture I have recorded and I've put in app and it is unlocked. Even if you have not yet got the course, still you can watch it, AMT, because the tax credit and all the concepts are same. Take your time and ask me your doubts. Instead of wealth tax, if it would have been income tax, wo upar wala, so we would have added back in both the cases. Here, because I took it as wealth tax bhi tab add back nahi hota tha, so I didn't add it back in the MAT calculation here. And MAT we have paid at the rate of 15%, whereas my normal tax I have calculated at the rate of 25%. Anyone is having any doubt? Otherwise, just 2 minutes. I'll give the homework and then we are closing the class for today. Listen to some very good energetic music, whatever you like, and gear up and prepare super well. Those who have already taken holiday, so many of you are in the study hall, of you have taken a holiday. Make sure, utilize your time and study super well. नहीं पढ़े फिर वहीं रहे, फिर और 6 महीना लेट हुए, उससे अच्छा सब छोड़ के सिर्फ पढ़ाई करो, और जब बोर हो जाओ, listen to some good music, eat super well, and do some kind of yoga, pranayam, walking, shuttle, swimming, whatever you like. That is ये एक बहुत important part है studies का. Yes, those who are asking me, ma'am, should we know the business head provision for this chapter? Yes. So today in the app, go to business head and watch that revision lecture in the first 15 minutes. And I have recorded one separate lecture also, why you should add and why you should less. That link also I will send you in group. It is hardly in 15 minutes. That if my net profit is 50 rupees, but if there are some expenses which are debited and not allowed, scratch, add back. If there are some incomes in my P&L account, dividend receive वो तो other source में आएगा, rent receive वो तो ऊपर जाएगा, agricultural income वो तो exempt है, remove. I call this all kachra, garbage, remove. So why to add, why to less, your normal business profit also you should know for this, because they may ask you comparison. Many times in the exam, they're just asking you calculate the book profit and MAT. Then don't do this juggling what I'm doing. Abhi to they said calculate the tax. So tax to smart one, normal tax or MAT, whichever is like lower you have to pay. No, sorry, not whichever is lower. Sorry. Normal tax से अगर MAT ज़्यादा है तो minimum MAT तो pay करना ही पड़ेगा, but you can take a credit. Okay. So business head video is I think for 1 hour 10-15 minutes. Watch that today and do the homeworks. One second. Homework में कुछ और add करते हैं, एक और. The very next one will you do exactly similar to this. Here also, no, take this as wealth tax only, better. और या फिर ठीक है रहने दो इसको इनकम टैक्स करो. So add back this in both the cases. MAT में भी add करो, उसमें भी add करो. Yes. An amount of depreciation on revaluation is given. Turnover of the company is 50 crores. So definitely 25% tax. Click the picture of the 8th problem and do it as homework. Do it as homework. 8th problem. वेल्थ टैक्स नहीं, उसको इनकम टैक्स ही रहने दो. So both add back in actual income tax paid and the provision. Both you should add back. You want me to discuss this problem or you will do it as homework? Homework is genuinely homework. This homework and one more I gave. Some simpler problems I have left in between. I'll take it little later. Let us have a full grip on add and less sums. Okay. That's all for today's class. See you all tomorrow. Some, as I said, fasting is going on, so I'm waiting and starting the class at 6:40. But I'm sitting in front of the laptop only and doing my other work from 6:30. If you have any doubt, connect with me before the class. Unmute and speak up. Put your messages in the chat box. Some of you have joined late. If you have watched return of income topic, if you are having some doubt there, return of income में updated return, surely you will get a question. Second is, so many cases they have added wherein, if you deposit 50 lakhs in your current account to return भरना जरूरी है, इतना है तो PAN card. So those 4 cases which they have added, they will surely touch up somewhere in the MCQs. So with lot of emphasis on amendments, for that separate tax amendment lectures are also recorded if you watch in playlist. If you watch the tax amendment lectures, all amendments will be clear to you. And I think at the back of your material, last pages check, no? I must have given all, yeah. On page number 352 onwards, all the tax amendments are already covered everywhere. And I have given it all together also, so that you can revise, keep revising from there, weightage wise. Okay. That's all for today's class. Anyone is having any doubt or want to ask anything? Right. Thank you. You all should also say thank you, not to boost me. It's, how you vibrate at a level when you have taken some knowledge, and I'm saying thank you because I feel so positive when I teach you all. Online students, being online also, you all are so committed to ask your doubts, clarify, and you all are preparing super well. So let us keep that energy up. For that, thank you, all of you. Okay? Right. Bye-bye, all of you.